Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I got another video for you guys concerning another interview, the fourth interview that Anthony Joshua has been in. This was after Canelo dismantled Michael Fielding. He can't be called Rocky no more, right? After he dismantled Fielding, and this is after the fight. Of course, Joshua was there ringside, and the commentator asked him, like, hey, are you ever going to fight in America? Because, you have the impression that, you give people the impression that you don't want to fight in America, and he was, he simply stated that, yeah, he would love to fight in America. It just in Great Britain, in the UK rather, we've built something special over there. So it's not really about me not fighting here. It's about, what he's built over there, and you're more than welcome to come over there. But, I do plan to fight in America in the future, Then he went on to say about Wilder, because, of course, they asked him about Wilder. Well, Wilder said it's in your court if you want to fight. And he, and then Anthony Joshua, responded like, well, no, it's up to him to make the offer, or to accept the offer rather, right? And then he said, well, no, he says it's up to you. He says, okay, fine. Come see me at Wembley, April 13th. We'll make a lot of money. We'll make more money than you ever made in your life. And we'll give you an upside so you can stop running your mouth. Okay? And promoting the fight the way he does. So that was Anthony Joshua's way of saying, stop talking shit, sign the contract so we can get this fight on. And of course, Anthony Joshua went on to say, well, look, these guys don't have a lot of time left. These guys been fighting for 10 years. You don't know how much time they really have, so it's up to him if he wants to make that legacy. Because he said that we will talk after the Fury fight. Now that the Fury fight's over, he says he wants to freeze me out. And he was like, well, I thought you said it was one face, one name about boxing and for Undisputed. So, if he wants to fight, he knows where to find me. That's why I said that, it's really up to Wilder if he wants to accept it or not. I can't change his mind. I can't speak for Wilder. But, and he's right about that. You know what I mean? And what else did they ask him? They asked him, well, hey, do you want to fight Fury? Is it, is your direct desire to fight Fury? He was like, no, it's not really even about Fury. It's about the belt that he has. I want the belt for my legacy. I want to be undisputed champion. So if it's Wilder, basically what he was saying, if Wilder gets beat, he'll fight whoever gets the belt. So let's say Wilder takes that mandatory, which he probably won't, against Dominic Breazeale, and gets upset by Dominic Breazeale, which is not out of the question, okay? That's not out of the question if that happens. He'll fight Dominic Breazeale to get that WBC belt. And Dominic Breazeale can, rematch Anthony Joshua because he's already beat Dominic Breazeale. But, and he said a lot of these guys, they waited to get this thing at the end of their career. When, if they want to seal a legacy, they need to come see me. It was quite simple what he was saying. What I really want to share with you guys, what he meant, he started asking questions like Anthony Joshua. He started asking questions about the money. He said, okay, well, how much money did he generate? Oh, well, 300,000 pay-per-view buys. That's a pretty substantial amount. He said, yeah, but how much did Deontay make? You see what I'm saying? As though he didn't really already know. He knew what the figures are because Eddie shared it with him. They know those figures. Even whether they try to downplay them or not. The figures come in. We know about what the highest number is. Okay, so those are the questions he was asking him. He was like, "Oh, well, yeah, well, no, because you gotta break that down. Broadcasting companies, lighting. A lot of people have a part of that. So it's what he gets, and whatever he gets, I'll damn near double that. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. So that's what he's saying about the upside. So he stops running his mouth about slave wages. You know what I mean? And we have already debunked that. It makes no sense anyway. What his argument, what Deontay's argument is, because the little money that he's saying is that, or the little money that he's getting compared to the money that was offered is not even comparable. Okay, so we know that. You know, now if it's a thing with Deontay, which I feel it's a thing with personality. He personally doesn't want Eddie's money, regardless of how much it is. You know that dignified shit, like, I don't want your money. You know what I mean? But of course he doesn't want to admit how good of a deal it is because it's coming from Eddie Hearn. Because he personally doesn't like Eddie Hearn. I know that. Yeah, you can pretty much, it's like animosity when he talks about Eddie Hearn. You know, like Eddie Hearn did something to his damn immediate family somewhere down the line, right? So, you know, we know it's something that has to deal with personality, and he's just like, you know, big-headed on the fact that, no, I don't want his money. You know what I mean? I'm better than his money. If it's his money, I don't want it. I don't care how much it is. That's the mentality that I get. That's the vibe that I get from Deontay Wilder. But this is what Anthony Joshua proposed to him. You know, because they asked him, man, why don't you just ask Eddie if just, hey, I want this fight and just break it down. He was like, I've said that. I've told him, hey, I want Wilder. That's why we booked the fight in it, those dates in advance. On April 13th, that date was for Wilder. That's why it's booked, because I want Wilder in the ring. Because Wilder has the WBC belt, the last belt of the heavyweight crown, the last quote-unquote infinity stone, okay? That's the last piece to this puzzle from being undisputed. And Anthony Joshua wants that. There's no secret. There's no, you know, and it's up to Deontay Wilder. If he wants to take that fight, he can. But he can't say and talk all this coward shit anymore. I keep telling you guys that. Regardless of what you hear on other channels, those channels are just biased. If you want true facts the way it is, come to this channel, because this particular channel, it won't be any favoritism, this and that and the other. No, one man offered this other man more money that he's ever offered and ever got in his whole career. Damn near the amount of money that he made, period, throughout his career, and he wouldn't take it. That's a fact. I don't care what the name of it is. I don't care who that was. If that had been Anthony Joshua doing the same thing, it would have been in the same situation. Deontay Wilder had 4 out of those 5 belts, and he was American like he is, and from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and he's trying to make a deal with Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua's talking that type of shit. This would be me talking about Anthony Joshua the way I'm talking about Deontay Wilder. It's simple. So these, you know, this fight can be made. It's up to the management that I don't think that's holding Deontay back no more, because Shelly Finkel's already admitted lately that he's willing to talk to Eddie Hearn. Why do you think that is? Because that damn Fury fight wasn't as easy as they thought it was, okay? They thought that fight was going to be a lot easier, and it wasn't. Now they know, like Klitschko, that it's not easy fighting a guy like Tyson Fury with the style that he has. That's a fact. Now they know that's a reality. Okay, so, you know, they have to weigh their options. They can't just go head fast into another rematch with Tyson Fury when he's better in shape. The guy's training. Now he's eating, sleeping, and breathing Wilder. You don't want to fight nobody like that right now. You know what I mean? That's just like asking Frazier to fight Ali directly after he beat Ali. And at least he did get the win, right? But he didn't want to fight. He wasn't quick to fight Ali the second time, was he? He went in there and fought Foreman. Now, that was his downfall. Now, that might be what Wilder does with Joshua, okay? Joshua might be that Foreman, quote-unquote, model in this day's era, okay? So, but I'm just giving you guys an example using those guys, those legendary heavyweights, of how things could be made, weighing your options, you know? Because it's difficult fighting someone with that type of style, that size, that speed, the awkwardness of that guy. So, yeah. You know, but Joshua's right. I mean, he would give him more money. He knows that that particular money that Wilder has is not what they can match. You know, they can match a lot more. They can match twice as much more than what Wilder is making and what Wilder will make potentially after everything generates from his pay-per-view. Now, he can be a proud dummy if he wants. and be what's the word? Bullheaded, right? And say, well, I don't want that money and I want to split. I want 50-50 and all that. He can do that if he wants, but he's not looking at a long-term investment. He's looking at something that he can get right now. If anybody, mind you, that brings up another notion. If anybody's looking to get like, hey, I want to cash out on one particular fight, they don't show much confidence in themselves. You see what I'm saying? That's not showing confidence. That's showing, hey, no, give me everything you got now because of what fear? What's the fear of? Why don't you take that money if you're sure of yourself? You have knocked down or out everyone that you've ever been in the ring with, Deontay Wilder. That's a fact. So what's wrong with you making the commitment to take money, career high payday money, on top of your career high payday, mind you, because he's just now getting one, because he's getting more money than he ever had for this fight, right? What's wrong with doing that, set out to do that, to get all those belts? So see, to me, it comes off now. I don't think Wilder's really serious about being undisputed. I just think he wants a legitimate dancing partner in a career that's been unfulfilled. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I think that he feels that his career hasn't been fulfilled like it's supposed to. But again, instead of him looking back at his management and wondering why have you guys done this to me, he's still having this mentality like, I'm the man. Me and Fury are the guy. Joshua, don't worry about him. You know what I mean? He's trying to play that game, which that's stupid, because if all's said and done, you guys are longer or older after you fight again. You may win, you may lose. Then we'll know where everything is. But after all the smoke settles, you still have to deal with Joshua. So it's better to deal with him now while you're still in your prime, while you still have that knockout power, while you haven't got injured again, okay? Take that fight while you can at the best possible time instead of later, if that makes sense. But anyway, that's me wrapping it up on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think about the interview. If you guys want to check out the interview, it's on DAZN. Okay, it's on the DAZN app. Please look that up. Tell me what you guys think. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.